This marks the first mission to study the interior of Mars.
President Trump also threatened to close the entire U.S. border if the situation worsens.
With art, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. SpongeBob is a comedy, but it really was inspired by me liking marine science.
Inside systems, EDL,
Go ahead.
This was the 7 minutes of terror.
Inside is now traveling at a velocity of 2,000 meters per second.
The dangerous descent leaving NASA scientists on the edge of their seats as they waited to learn if they stuck their landing.
Touchdown confirmed.
The $814 million mission to return to Mars a success. The spacecraft InSight touching down after a 300 million mile journey through space, sending back these early photos of the red planet.
Go InSight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 0.
Launching in May from California, this marks the first mission to study the interior of Mars. Propelling through space, withstanding 3,000 degrees, InSight used a heat shield, a parachute, and rockets to slow its travel from more than 12,000 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour for its perfect landing. Crowds watched live in LA, Chicago, and New York. This three-legged, one-armed mining spacecraft will dig deeper into the planet, a geological probe.
The reason why we're digging into Mars is really just to better understand not just Mars, but the Earth itself.
With solar panels to help power the spacecraft, InSight has a 7-foot arm and will dig 16 feet deep. Scientists hope to measure earthquakes or Marsquakes on the red planet.
We'll learn new things about this planet that we see in the evening sky in a way we've never seen.
Today, a new insight on Mars. After one breathtaking journey, a new groundbreaking one begins.
This morning, the border battle intensifying. On Sunday, the Trump administration closed the San Ysidro port of entry between San Diego and Tijuana for a period of time, citing large numbers of migrants, some of whom tried to breach the fence, while others threw projectiles. In response, U.S. Border Patrol officers fired tear gas canisters at some of the migrants. DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen writing, DHS will not tolerate this type of lawlessness. Hans Nichols was in Tijuana when migrants stormed the border.
There are hundreds of migrants here who have left their squalid camp and are trying to make it towards the border, towards an official point of entry. But stopping them, Mexican federal police here, it is going to prevent them from reaching their goal.
This all comes after the president tweeted Sunday, would be very smart if Mexico would stop the caravans long before they got to our southern border. The Trump administration is in talks with Mexico, according to administration officials, to allow migrants applying for asylum in the United States to remain in Mexico while they wait for a decision.
If we don't have borders, we don't have a country.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Nobody ever thought a sponge could make such a splash. But Stephen Hillenburg's iconic character SpongeBob SquarePants and his friends of Bikini Bottom will go down as some of the most beloved cartoons of all time.
What's your secret? With art, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. SpongeBob is a comedy, but it really was inspired by me liking marine science.
Hillenburg first introduced SpongeBob in the 80s, using it as a teaching tool during his time as a marine biology instructor. His artistic abilities would eventually lead him down an entirely different career path, where he'd combine his love of marine life with animation.
Today's the big day, Gary.
The first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants airing on Nickelodeon back in 1999.
Coming right up, sir!
Carry on!
The cartoon soaking up so much success, its popularity extending to the big screen. First in 2004, then again in 2015.
Whoa! Excuse me, do you know where we can get a Krabby Patty around here? Uh-oh.
The ever-optimistic yellow character even making it to the Great White Way in December 2017. And the Today Show Plaza earlier this year. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical, earning 12 Tony nominations during its short run. This morning, Nickelodeon remembering Hillenburg for the sense of humor and innocence he brought to the show. Writing in a statement, His utterly original characters in the world of Bikini Bottom will long stand as a reminder of the value of optimism, friendship, and the limitless power of imagination.